my name is Wendy. I'm a single mom of 5. I recently was diagnosed with breast cancer. And my oldest daughter convinced me that I should do a content on my day-to-day life on how this is going. And just talk about life and how it goes. We'll see how this goes. Today I did a really hard thing. It was an MRI assisted biopsy, and it was probably the hardest thing I've done in my life physically, and I've done some challenging things. And I'll do my best to explain how it went. You go into the MRI tube, and for those of you that haven't done an MRI before, it's a tube that you're not allowed to move in, so sometimes it can be claustrophobic, and you usually lay on your back. And for the breast biopsy, or the breast MRI, you lay on your stomach, and your breasts hang down through the support table, and so it's a different contraption, and then you have to lay still that way, and then your face goes into like what is kind of along the lines of a massage table, and then your arms have to go above your head, and then you go in and they do a scan, and then they inject the dye or the contrast, and then you go through a scan again, and then you come out and they look at the scans, and this whole time you have to be completely still, and then they do the procedure and they put you back in to place them to find out whether they've got the placement of the where they're going to do the biopsies again after the doctor comes in, and then they put you back in to make sure that the markers are in the right spot. I don't really understand all the technical portions of that, but you go in and out of the tubing again and again, and the whole time your arms are up, and you have to be motionless and doing. And the hardest part about it isn't so much the motionless part of it, is the fact that your arms are above your head the whole time, and your arms get very, very sore, and then your breasts are in if you've had a mammogram, they're in compression like a mammogram the whole time too. So your breasts are entrapped, dangling down, entrapped in this contraption, and you're motionless, and your arms are above your head, and then they're injecting you with painkiller and then doing the biopsy. So it's not a pleasant experience, and the whole procedure it's quite lengthy. And then so you go through this, and by the time you're done, you just the biopsies in themselves are usually painful, but what was the most painful part of today was not the biopsies themselves, but my arms got to the point where they were aching, and at the end they're like, okay, now we just need to do one more scan, and I was like, the biopsies part was done, and I was like, I just want to be done. I don't want to do any more biopsy. I don't want to do any more of this. And they're like, it's just going to take 2 more minutes of scanning, and you think to yourself, I don't know if I can do 2 more minutes of anything. And then putting me back in there, and I was just thinking, okay, I can do anything for 2 minutes, and just knowing that I can do hard things. And it was physically all I could do to sit there for 2 more minutes, and then them pulling me out, and then my arms hurting so bad to get them back down. And then you have to lay there for a little bit while they stop the bleeding. I didn't bleed very much from the incisions that they made for that part, but just they had to stop that bleeding, and I'm just like, I want to get up and I want to go, and but just knowing that this is kind of the end of the process was good, because I'm kind of done with this part of it, and moving into what's the next step, and now you wait for the biopsy results to come back. And I've already had several biopsies and several mammograms, and after you get done with the um, the MRI assisted biopsy, then they send you in to get a mammogram at the end, and you're just like going, okay, I just want to go home, I just want to be done. And then they go, okay, now you have to have a mammogram, and you're like going, okay. And knowing that the mammogram is the easiest part of the day it's kind of shocking, but that's the easy part of the day. So finishing that up, and then they give you these ice packs, and they're just like the most wonderful thing in the world. But my medical team today was so absolutely incredible, because one of my medical team procedure teams wasn't so incredible. My last part of it was not, which I'm not going to talk about on this episode, or this one, but they were horrible. But this one was so incredibly, they talked me through it, and they walked me through it and answered my questions. It was so awesome. But when I got done today, coming home, my mom and my sister had made me dinner to take home to my children, and then my kids are like, hey Mom, will you take us swimming today? And just knowing that I live a pretty blessed life, and so coming out today and then just spending time with my kids, who are coming out here and just spending time outside. They're swimming in the river, and that's what they wanted to do today. So it's been such a blessing to me to spend time like this out in God's beautiful creation, and just knowing that even in the hard times, I live such a blessed life, and that even when I have to do hard things, that He's there to help me through.